welcome back. It's a beautiful day today in Melbourne, and we're going to ride and check out the Pipe Bridge. There's also kind of like a trail near the Pipe Bridge which I want to check out, so that's where we're riding to right now. I'll chuck it up on the map, and then we'll do a little ride back along the Yarra River and check out the bridge that's finally been finished. You might have seen my other videos, but they finally finished it late last year. I've been meaning to check it out. And then we'll do a little bike check as well at the end of the video on this wizard frame, let you know how it's going. Right now we're riding to Wurunhjeri Lookout. On the way there's it's mostly uphill I think, but there's some sick downhill sections, which is what I'm showing you right now. But yeah, it's a beautiful day in Melbourne. It's starting to get into autumn here, so you can see all the leaves starting to change, but yeah, still super sick, not too cold. I would say this is the first blue sky day in a couple of weeks, so I was super keen to get out. And you can see this, the uphill section. I did stop and show you guys. You can see the city from here. People out playing golf. Yeah, beautiful day. I think it was like 16 degrees today. So yeah, warmish. I still wore long sleeve. And then yeah, just down this section and across the bridge, across the freeway I mean. You'll see what it looks like. They've been working on it lately. Well, I think they're always working on it, but here it is. And here we made it to the lookout. Honestly, I didn't really see too much because I think there's too many trees in the way. You can hop on this log and see what we can see. I think maybe a little bit further back you can see a bit better the city and stuff, but yeah, I guess trees grow pretty fast here in Australia, so that's that. So yeah, now to look for the trail. So riding down this section, I didn't really know where it was just by looking on the map. There's this section here which goes downhill, which looks really fun, but it looks like the opposite direction to the Pipe Bridge, but I think it loops around. And then there's this other section here which I think curves around to the right and goes down. I got a little bit of better angle here, so decided to give this one a rip. Always interesting going on a trail for the first time, like a new one, because I kind of want to just like full send it, but then you can't because you don't know what's coming ahead. But yeah, it ended up being pretty fun. It was a lot rougher. This first section was a lot rougher than I thought, and it had rigid forks, but I think the moth bars gave it a little bit of a flex, you know, made it less harsh. And then also definitely glad I had the fat tires here as well. And being single speed, I don't have the derailer clanking all along. But yeah, it's a pretty fun trail I think. A little rough in certain spots, you'll see. But yeah, overall pretty good. And then there was this steeper section on the right here. Decided to take it. You can hear my brake pad squealing a bit. I replaced the front one, but yeah, I was too lazy to do the back one, but I think I need to do the back one too. And yeah, it basically just flattens out here, and you're riding next to the river. You can't, yeah, the river's on the right. I'm not sure you can see it, but basically this section is pretty chill. It's just flat all the way to the Pipe Bridge. I thought it would lead you up to the Pipe Bridge, but actually goes down next to it. Here you can see the Pipe Bridge on the left there, and also yeah, some people. I think this is a shared trail, so yeah, just be careful when you're flying down. And then yeah, I decided just to keep taking it to see where it ended up. That's the Pipe Bridge right there. We're going to check that out later, but yeah, I want to go down to the water and hopefully you can see the boathouse. This is Fairfield Boathouse, just another one type, same type deal. They got some boats there you can rent out, and also like a restaurant and bar and stuff. I haven't been there before. I'm just totally just making assumptions, but yeah, pretty sick looking though. beautiful out. Here's the bike, and there's some seats right up to the river. You can see there's even this little one that's pretty funny. And then you can see all the holes in the stick. Maybe there's ants in there or something. And yeah, there's the boathouse from across the river. You can see all the boats there. This is pretty early in the day, so not a lot of people out. Looks pretty nice. There is a few people hanging out, I guess, but all the seats are empty. And then yeah, the sun's shining, super sweet. So yeah, we're gonna go check out the bridge now. This is yeah, just looking up at it. Here's a little bit of a better shot. I'm still down below, so the trail goes all the way down below underneath the bridge, and then you can just kind of walk underneath it and go back up to the top. You can see people riding across. I think you're meant to walk your bike across it, but I guess in Australia when there's no people around, you can just ride it, like just use common sense. Or use your own judgment. Don't say Gary said you could do it. There's some people there, so I just let them through. And yeah, here we are on the bridge. Super sick. I don't know if any other people like bridges, but I thought this was pretty cool. It's kind of like a pretty thin bridge, and if you're riding moth bars, they're pretty wide, which you can fit on, but if anyone wants to go past, I usually yeah, I just stop and I lift the bike up over a little bit so they get a bit more room. You can see just the other side. But yeah, the pipe bridge was built in 1878, so a while ago now, and they used it to carry water from Yanyin Reservoir to Kew, which is just a suburb over. And then the original bridge was washed away in 1934, but then they made a new bridge. So this is the new bridge. Still pretty old. But yeah, you can see there's trails down there as well. More trails. It would be cool to check out all the trails one time. But right now we're going to ride over to the boathouse and check it out. And then maybe we can get a good shot of the bridge from the boathouse. There's also an old amphitheatre just on the right here, which I'll show you on the way back up. But yeah, I'm just trying to get to the boathouse right now, and seem to be riding uphill, which is probably not good, but I can see it just over in the distance there. Let's go off-road here a little bit and then ride down this hill. So yeah, the boathouse was built in 1908, and it was kind of, yeah, just for picnics, camping, and just a refreshment area. And they had to get the rights to kind of build it because it was near the hospital of the insane, so an old yeah, one of those hospitals, I guess. But it was on that land, so they get approval from the premier or whatever to get it built. But yeah, after they did it, they built it up and people enjoyed it. I'm sure there's probably more history behind it, but yeah, if you want to, you can look it up. And here, yeah, I just end up walking the stairs with the bike just to show the amphitheatre, because it's easier just to carry the bike up like this. Here's the amphitheatre. Safety first. Alright, now for the second half of the ride, we're going to ride to Gipps Street Bridge on the main Yarra Trail all the way back, and it's that way. So the path we're going to take is right next to Mary Creek, and it kind of goes along it towards the city. But there's also this secret spot I want to show you guys. It's not on Google Maps, so I would say it's a secret spot, but yeah, I think most people who ride this route might know about it, or they might have looked if you kind of explore a little bit. But yeah, there's always certain spots where you ride past like 1,000 times and you never see it, so maybe some people will be surprised. And then yeah, just crossing the giveaway for the bikes here. All the cars are meant to stop, but sometimes they don't, so you just got to be careful. And then yeah, there's this path all the way that goes down. Mary Creek is just on the right again, where that cliff kind of falls off. But yeah, it seems like there was a lot of people out today going for walks. I think this was before noon as well, so people enjoying the weather. There's this tiny little single track right next to the main path, and yeah, it's pretty fun. I decided to take that, just be a little bit more off-road and away from the people. But yeah, it's pretty good one. And then yeah, here's the spot. Just on the right here, you might not see it. There's two ways to get to it, but this is the way coming from this side. And here it is. It's actually a lookout point. Again, yeah, not on Google Maps, but you can see Mary Creek over there. Here's the creek running down. I've actually been down there. You can, when it gets hot, you can kind of go down there, and if you have kids or whatever, you can play in the water. Yeah, just make sure you don't drink it or whatever. I think some people like bathe in it as well when it gets super hot. Take their dogs in there. And then you can see the city over there. There's Clifton Hill on that side. There's like a playground and a skate park over there. And then yeah, this is the creek. This goes off the little bike path, which is just a few meters above that. And then here there's also some nice rocks that you can sit on. This is this is the viewing platform as it currently stands, a bit run down, but there is a fridge there, so yeah, we can take a look in there to see what's in there. Surprise! I don't know if you guys have these in your city, but yeah, basically it's kind of like a book share thing. So I think the rule is if you want to take a book, you just drop a book off, and then yeah, there's also some bookmarks and stuff there, and that way people can kind of share books and share whatever. The top one, I just wanted to see what was inside. It was just cleaning products, maybe just for cleaning the fridge. And then here's the bookmarks. I just left everything in there. I didn't really need anything, so yeah, I just kept it for someone else. And then here's the books. You can probably zoom in if you want to see what's there. But yeah, pretty cool. Let me know if you guys have that in your city. And yeah, I just locked it up just to make sure the wind doesn't blow it open or whatever. And then yeah, we're going to keep going on now. Now we're going to ride to Dyke Falls, and then it goes all the way along, all the way back to Richmond, to the new bridge. So yeah, super keen to check that out. This path is probably one of the first paths I rode on when I first came to Melbourne. Super nice, right next to the river, all paved, away from cars. Pretty amazing to be able to have it super close to the city and stuff as well. I think Melbourne is pretty nice for bike riding in general, just because yeah, you get all the nature as well as it not being super hilly. But yeah, and there's also I feel like the infrastructure is pretty good. There's just bike paths everywhere, or shared paths. It's funny actually. There's a bike path in on Elizabeth Street in Richmond, and what happened with it was the council decided to make it a little bit thinner because they wanted to put more parking spaces in or whatever. And they end up doing it. I think it got passed. There's people that kind of went against it or tried to vote against it, but it got passed, and they end up making the bike lane about half a meter less wide, and they put a bunch of car parks in there. And what's funny about it is now the bike path is almost too thin, because when the cars are parked, they can't open the door closer to the road, because they'll get nailed by a car. But then if they open the door, it goes right into the bike lane. So it's really funny how that happened. And yeah, it's kind of a little bit redundant, I think, a little bit of backwards thinking, because if I'm riding that bike path, I may as well just ride on the road just to be more safe. So yeah, sometimes I guess like most of the bike paths are pretty good in Melbourne, but yeah, sometimes there's things that happen like that where they don't think it through. I think this path looks pretty amazing overall, with all the trees hanging over and all the vegetation. Yeah, it just looks super lush and feels like you're kind of like surfing through a barrel or something like that. And then yeah, here's the only real hill. I think it's not even that bad, and you can see I got the single speed, and it seems like it's working pretty well. And then some of you who watched other videos, you might recognize on the other side of the bridge is where all the Yarra trails are. So yeah, just to give you a sense of the location. So you got cool trails on one side, bike path on the other side. So everything's pretty close. Here we're just riding through Collingwood Children's Farm. It's pretty cool. They got a little kind of like set up here where you can go and look at animals. There's a little cafe. It's pretty sick. I've definitely taken my kid there, and she liked it a lot. Super good outing if you want to go do something in Melbourne if you have kids. But yeah, I was surprised actually there's people already there as well, just hanging out. Maybe tourists or whatever come check it out. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The cool thing about it is it also goes straight through the farm, the bike path. So yeah, it's quite a nice scenic bike path to take. Decided to stop and take a few shots. I thought it was quite nice. Almost kind of reminds you like if you're in the south of France or something. Little veggie garden, super lush, super green. And then here are some chickens with the chickens on the other side. Funny story actually. When I was growing up, I actually lived on a farm and we had like a bunch of chickens. But then I think I'm like officially traumatized by having to go in there and collect the eggs, because it was like a super small pen, I guess you'd call it, chicken coop. And yeah, it like stunk so bad of like chicken poop. But then because I was like the smallest kid, I had to go in there and collect all the eggs, and it was pretty funny. And sometimes there would be like 5 or 6 chickens in there, like squawking, flapping their wings or whatever, and you're trying to squeeze through there to get the eggs. Yeah, I hated it at the time, but looking back on it, it's pretty funny, and yeah, good times. Alright, here it is. This bridge usually I would come the other way, going down it, but I thought it'd be nice to end it here. But yeah, this bridge looks looks absolutely amazing. It's super wide, super mellow. I feel like they've done a superb job with it. I definitely like a 10 out of 10 for me. Got the stairs coming down as well. Yeah, I was super hyped when I saw this. Honestly, like way better than I would imagine. It's also super wide, which I think was a nice kind of choice. Obviously, it probably took a while to make and it cost a lot, materials, whatever. But yeah, definitely it's going to be around here for a long time. You can see that's the linking bridge up the top. And then I saw this little thing. I'm not sure what that is. Probably a Ken or something. But yeah, super hyped on this bridge. I haven't rode down it yet, but I imagine it'd be quite fun riding down it too. Just super cruisy. Here it is from the top. That's Gipps Street right there in Abbotsford, right near the salvos. You can see they got the stairs going down if you want to take the stairs and you don't want to walk around. And then that's the bridge that crosses over into Q, I think. And then yeah, bridge goes all the way down there. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. Definitely keen to ride this a bit more. So right now what we're going to do is we're just going to ride back and just find a spot to do a bike check. Just riding back towards Richmond. I like this alleyway. I don't know if people know this alleyway here, but it kind of cuts through all the way across back to Victoria Street. And yeah, there's no cars on it. I guess there's garages or whatever, but usually it's pretty empty and pretty quiet. And yeah, just quite a nice path just to ride through. Nice quiet street. So yeah, we may as well start talking about the bike now. I would say overall so far so good. It's actually been like super fun to ride. I would try to give you kind of like a sense of what the frame is like. I know it's hard, or it's going to be harder because if you put different bars, put whatever on it, it's going to make the bike feel slightly different. But overall, I feel like the Geo probably feels closer to probably a more late-ish mountain bike, like more and when I say late-ish, I probably say 2000 onwards, so not completely brand new, but yeah, within the 90s mountain bike range, I'd say it feels closer to maybe like a 2000s one, where I would say the 80s Geo is probably more like, it feels like you're steering a boat, like my orange bike, my orange Fat Chance. It makes it feel like you're super stable, but feels like you're steering a boat, where this one is a little bit more nimble, probably a little bit more like my Specialized, my yellow Specialized, if you remember that. It has like a slope top tube, but I feel like the rear stay of this is a little bit tighter. I don't know if it's because I got my wheel slammed into dropouts, but this bike feels a little bit more nimble, and yeah, that's kind of like how it rides. So I haven't had any complaints, any fatigue or anything overall. Feels really good, can do kind of like tightish turns and stuff like that. Also, to me, it feels super solid. It's probably not as rigid as like an aluminum frame, but I don't think it's as flexy as a Tangay frame either, like one of those thin Tangay frames. But the rear stay being wishbone, it still feels super solid. I haven't had any flex on the rear end at all, or can feel it. So yeah, it's been riding really nice. I would say the front forks definitely feel stiffer than your Tangay forks, or maybe another fork. If you've ever ridden a rigid dirt jump fork, it feels like that, like super stiff, but I guess also super strong. For me riding it around with the moth bars, I do get, or in my head at least, I do get a little bit of give, I think. so it makes it more comfortable. I'd be interested to put like say a Stritzlin bar on there to see if it makes it more stiff or if it would just feel the same, but I have a feeling it would make it more stiff. I do have a little bit of rattle in my XTR brakes because the parallel brakes, you might be able to fix it with like a rubber washer or whatever, but yeah, it doesn't annoy me that much yet. Maybe I'll try to fix it up. Got the front rack on through the quick release, just using it to hold a skateboard, and it holds surprisingly well. It does have a little bit of a flex on the front end, but yeah, nothing too crazy, just since I just have a skateboard on there. And then yeah, really liking the tires too. Glad I went 2.4 on these because yeah, of the rigid frame, gives me a little bit of give. And yeah, the bike feels super solid overall. I would say the weight of it feels pretty good. I feel like my bike is probably a bit heavier because I put the Holy Rollers on 2.4s. The tires do weigh it down, but I do yeah, that's the trade-off. I do like it with the tires on there. Feels more solid. I did make some new stickers coming soon, so yeah, keep an eye out for those. Shameless self-promo on my channel, I guess. And running the XC pedals, I like those. They've been pretty grippy and they feel good on your feet. Nice wide platform. The cranks are feeling good as well. I did had to tighten the tension bolt that came loose after like 1 or 2 rides, and then my BB was kind of like, the cranks were shaking a little bit, but after I fixed that, there was no issues. Still running the little cog for the chain guard, so the chain doesn't pop off. I feel like it hasn't popped off once since I put that on, but maybe my chain line is slightly off. You can see my chain tension slacked out a little bit. And then XTR brakes on the back. I did put new brake pads on the front. Shout out 15 Distribution. These are Cool Stop mountain bike pads. You can see MTB there, but yeah, I feel like I'm gonna put the ones on the back as well, just because they were squeaking a little bit. And then got the Sally saddle. If you get one of these, just make sure the gel is soft. I've bought saddles like this before where the gel has hardened up, so yeah, just make sure if you're buying it. Pro tip is just to check, hey, is the gel still soft? And the saddle's been pretty comfy for me. I like it. It's not as comfortable to me as a turbo, so I might switch in the future, but at the moment it's not bad enough for me to switch it out. And then here's a non-drive side shot. You can see a toe overlap. There isn't much toe overlap at all. I actually didn't feel any toe overlap, and yeah, pretty nimble frame as well. But yeah, overall pretty decent. I don't really have any complaints about it. I'm only using one of the bottle holders as well, so I haven't chucked the one on the bottom to try. But yeah, overall really happy with it. Just a nice super solid frame. I feel like this frame is just gonna last at least 20-30 years. I feel like it'd be like indestructible. The only thing that could happen is like if it cracked anywhere, but yeah, I don't really see that happening at all. Big shout out to Andy for your donation. I will try to hit up like cafe next time, get something to eat and film it. And then yeah, this was sitting there as well, just on the bike check. This Merida, Flame Merida. I decided to just leave it for someone else this time. And yeah, that's basically the end of the video. Hope you liked it, and thanks for watching. If you have any question on the bike, let me know. Pretty sure I can answer it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.